Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jamie, and I am with Redbird Stitches. I just wanted to say hello to everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by and visiting with me today. If you are an existing subscriber, again, thank you so much for spending time with me. If you're new, this channel is basically about crochet, a little bit of life updates, some fiber arts and crafts, as well as knitting. So I wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by. I have an Etsy shop. The information will be down in the description of this, the description box, as well as an Instagram. I don't have a Facebook yet for this group. I probably will do that soon. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me today. So let's get on with it. So last week was this big, huge situation in the United States with this huge cold snap all the way across the United States. I live in Florida, so no, I don't get snow per se, but I do get cold weather, cold for me anyway. So yes, it was going to dip below 30, which is very cold. And so about 3 days before this, the weekend, it was probably like Wednesday of last week, I happened to see this mama kitty who's a fraidy cat. Like, she's not anybody's cat in our neighborhood. And she had 6 babies, and they were probably about a month old. So they're little. And she's an outdoor cat, and all the kittens are all fraidy cats too. That's what I call them, fraidy cats, because they won't come around. So I was just like, oh my goodness, we have this really cold snap coming. And they weren't even in my yard. I live in a neighborhood, and we each have just about an acre of land. So there's some space. It's not like, house over house. It's a neighborhood, but we're not on top of each other. We have a little bit of space in our yards. So anyway, so I went over to my neighbor, and there's a gentleman he's retired, and I said to him, did you happen to notice that you have some kittens and a mama that are living in your shrubs? And he said, yes. He said they have already been, getting up in his vehicle, trying to keep warm. So I'm like, okay, do you mind if I put a crate in, in the shrubs with a blanket and some food and water so that they can get through the cold snap? And my plan was to get them used to some food and having people come around to see if we could, gather them up. I am a volunteer with our local animal services for our county here. And so I've fostered loads of litters of kittens and mama cats. In fact, all of my 2 cats that I have now are foster failure. So one kitten was such a horrible little kitten. He was so spicy, and so his mother abandoned him in a rainstorm. And I know why, because he was such a spicy kitten that I had more scratches on my hands with him as a kitten than I did with an entire 6-pack of litter that I had to bottle feed. So, he was just spicy. So he was a failure because I didn't want him to go back into be adopted and have some little kid or, family that's not used to spicy kittens adopt him because he's beautiful. And him be miserable. He's still miserable to this day. He's 5 years old, and I'll walk past him. He's laying on the back of the couch, and he'll cuff at me, or, that's just his personality. So anyway, back to the other kittens. So I have a pretty good idea of how to foster and try and wrangle kittens. So long story short, they got through the cold snap, and I'm still now this week feeding them, trying to get them used to people coming around. And that's what it has been, non-stop with kittens. And then I have a daughter. She's grown. She lives in her own apartment, and she has 2 ginger cats. One is a male, and she's had him for probably 3 years. His name is Toby. He's an absolute dreamboat. He's so cute, and he's a big boy. And then when she moved into her place, there was a little female cat who was wandering the streets, and so I picked her up, took her down to Animal Services, got her spayed, got her shots, all that stuff, adopted her. My daughter adopted her, and we found out she's 7 years old. Sweet little girl. Her name is Sweet Pea. And those past few weeks, she has been having respiratory, actually 2 months, because she's been to the vet 2 times for the same type of symptoms, nasal discharge, runny eyes, just crappy feeling. So she's been to the vet 2 times. She gets her medicine, gets her shots, whatever she needs, breathing treatments. My daughter's been giving her breathing treatments, like asthmatic breathing treatments. It's hilarious, but it's what she needs. So this week, she took a turn for the worst. And we had her, it was yesterday, I had to take her to the emergency vet, and I was like, she's not doing well. She's not eating and drinking the way she normally does. She's not playing. She's just kind of like, meh, So they took a good look at her, gave my daughter some recommendations on treatments, extra steroid shots, things like that. The vet we've known for a very long time. We do trust him. He was our second opinion. We were going to a vet here close to home, and so we decided to go to one of our previous vets in a different city that we used to live in, and so we wanted a second opinion. And he basically confirmed what the vet here was saying, just a little bit more detail, and we found out that she also has a dental infection. So, and I didn't know this about cats, but they're different than dogs, but cats have to smell their food to be interested. Dogs just eat because they like to eat. So because of her congestion, she has an upper respiratory infection. Because of her congestion, she's, like I said, not eating as properly as she should and whatnot. So I spent the morning at the vet. My daughter had a dentist appointment, so she couldn't take the cat. So I went to the vet, came back, told my daughter what was going on, gave her the information, and then we had to go back to the vet to pick up Sweet Pea because she needed some hydration and whatnot. So it has been a busy, busy week with all kinds of pet menagerie. But everybody's on the mend, so I'm glad about that. I'm glad about that. And so this morning, Baxter, who's my foster fail Cocker Spaniel, I had to take him to the local feed store that we have here. They have this great dog washing station. It's in its own room. Nobody, it's quiet, whatnot. So I went and gave him a bath because my mom is coming over on Sunday for the Super Bowl. And Baxter loves my mom. And so I needed a clean pup for my mom because, it's just what you got to do. You got to have clean pups. So it's been a busy, busy pup and pet kitty weekend. weekend. So that's why I am a bit tardy getting to visit with you guys. But I do have some makes, so let's get into some yarny business. So let's see. This is what I made this week. It's a cup cozy it's for 20, this is like a 20-ounce tumbler. One on my Etsy shop. I love this bright, isn't this like the best, funnest yarn ever? I got it at a yarn swap. It's just basic, I think it's a craft, it's something craft. It feels like a red heart, number 4 yarn. And so this lady that was on Instagram, I met her on Instagram. She went to my Etsy shop and she saw my cup cozies that were there, and so she's like, I want one for mine were for like smaller drink cups. And she's like, well, I want one for my tumbler. And I was like, okay, no problem. And so she's like, well, can I order a color? Because I had some shown like in blue, and I want to say like maybe a pink, I can't remember. And so I'm like, well, yeah, sure. And so I sent her a couple different yarns, and she really liked this one. So I thought that came out really cute. I have to send it out today, so I wanted to show you guys. But anyway, it's the Winterberry Stitch by MJ's Off the Hook. And so it's an easy stitch. It was really fun. And I really like how it came out. I'll get it up here a little bit close. It's a really cool stitch. So it's done in the round, and you can't even see the seam. That's what I love about it too. So it's like disguised with a seam, no seam, seamless. Anyway, and I got this really cute button. My husband, he is so good. He thrifted me this great jar of buttons. Buttons are so expensive. It's ridiculous, you know? So he got me, I think it's two, yeah, looks like 2 jars, the same size, all kinds of big, small, look at the colors. So yeah, I was like, heck yeah, I'll take that. So I found the best chartreuse green button for it, and it's gonna go out today. So I was really excited because that was my first sale on Etsy that was not a friend and not a family member. So I was like, yay, I finally got a real legit sale. So that was so exciting. That was like the peak of my weekend. I think it was like on Tuesday, and then everything started to snowball with pet situations. So I was good though. I was so excited. And so then I had also watched a tutorial. One of my friends was asking me, her grandmother has these types. She had actually inherited the towel topper, hand towel. I didn't have a chance yet to put the button on. So she said to me, can you make these for me? And I'm like, yeah, I should be able to. So I watched a tutorial on YouTube this week, and I just went to the dollar store and picked up a couple hand towels, you know, because I need to figure out how to do this. The only thing that I'm having a struggle with is in the tutorial, you're supposed to use an awl and poke the hole into the fabric, and then you stitch. Your first stitch is like, I can't remember what stitch it is. I want to say it's almost like a single crochet, I think is what it is. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the tutorial. So anyway, and so you do a few rows, and then you start to decrease and decrease until you get to like 8 or 10 stitches. And then you just do rows of 8 or 10, which is super simple. And I'm going to put a button on it. But I have to figure out, I don't know if it's because the towel is kind of, you know, inexpensive. I wanted to use one of my towels, which might be like a little bit thicker fabric, and see if it makes a difference with a better towel. And then the other thing is I don't like this end, but even if I did one more stitch over, I'm gonna have a raw edge. So that's something I need to figure out. I don't know if I could stitch it. I really can't, you know, I'm not sure. So I want to see, I'm going to watch a couple different tutorials to see if there's any more of, you know, a finishing so it doesn't have the raw edge. Or like I said, it could just be the lack of quality in the towel. So I made this one for my kitchen, and my girlfriend has a dog as well. So she's going to get one. She doesn't know it yet. So anyway, just little things I've been puttering around with. The next thing I have is, it's like the yarn I used for the cup cozy. I had started this, which is a little bag for one of the little girls in my congregation. And then I did like a rainbow on the back. She's 4. And so, you know, at the meeting, she has like all her little pens and pencils and notebooks and coloring books and things like that. So I did the front granny square, which I love big granny squares, and I love the color. So I did that. I did the strap. I have to attach the strap. And this is like a real, it's coarse. It's a coarse, sturdy acrylic yarn. So it's very nice. But I also got this fabric at Hobby Lobby, and it's got most of the same, it's a good amount of the similar colors. And so I'm gonna line it, which I've never lined it. I've never lined a bag yet, so that's going to be like an experiment. But I'm looking forward to it. About 3 months ago, my neighborhood had a yard sale, and I was able to pick up a sewing machine for like $20, and it's a little brother sewing machine. The lady that had it, she didn't use it a whole lot. She used it for mending and stuff like that, but then she was starting to lose her sight. So basically she had to, she wanted to get rid of it, get it out of the closet. So I have to remember how to thread a sewing machine. I'm going to have to look at the instructions. But I want to do that and get this little gift to Jasmine this weekend on Sunday. So, and I'm thinking also for this bag, this little tote bag, I want to get I want to sew a loop with a button so it kind of keeps this top closed and it's easy for her to get in and out of, but not like if she dumps, turns it over, it's all going to fall out. You know what I'm saying? So a little something to try and keep it closed for her, but for her to be able to maneuver it and be able to use it. So that was really fun. I just love the colors. It's so happy and festive, So anyway, so those are a few things that I've been working on this week. What have you guys been working on? What's your weather like? Are you in the throes of winter? I'm not sure where everybody's located, US, overseas. So that's what I've been doing and working on, and I wanted to see what you guys are up to. The other thing I want to show you is I have this beautiful donut of yarn. Look how beautiful that is. I love the colors. It's got some brown, gray, a little bit of blue, purple, some it's like a beigey. It's not white, but it's showing up brighter, but it's like a beigey stone color, natural color. This is 142 yards. It's acrylic, 37% acrylic, 33% mohair, and 30% wool. It's 50 grams, 142 yards, like I said, 130 meters, made in Italy. And it's a number, it says a number 4, but it's pretty thin. I'd say I'm going to look at it as like a 3, honestly, because I can get a strand. There we go. See, it's really thin. I would even say maybe a 2 or a 3. It has a nice halo, but that's the mohair, so I wouldn't count this as a 4. So, like I said, I have 7 balls of this. I got it at a yarn swap, and I really want to make some type of a shawl with it. So I've been looking at patterns, but I really love the color, and it's so soft and snuggly. And it's perfect for the weather that I'm in, because we might get down, we'll get 30-degree weather. Today it's in the 50s, and I have my superwash wool wheat stitch sweater that I made from Brianna Kay, her designs, and I'm comfortable in it. Like I said, we're in the mid 50s, maybe 60, but this is a light, a very light yarn. And like I said, we're not used to cold weather. And so, but this is nice too, like if you're shopping or at a restaurant, and it could be a warm day, a warmer spring day, but you're in the AC and you freeze to death. So, and that's why I like this light, this light textured yarn. So Anyway, I gotta find something nice. I want to do something lacy. I know Olga Poltava, I think that's how you say her last name. I'm not 100% sure. She has beautiful lacy patterns, so I'm gonna go and look on her stuff and see if I can find something nice. I'm trying to hold out to like use this for knitting, but I really want to do something with it now, and I'm nowhere near, you know, ready to do something gorgeous with this. So in a knitting, excuse me, in a knitting aspect. So I think I'm going to start looking at Olga's patterns and see what I can find. Now, an update on my cardigan that I had the big debacle with the blocking. I've blocked the other side, so the two front panels, and then tomorrow over the weekend I'm going to block the back panel, which is it's actually bigger than my blocking stuff, so it's going to take a little bit longer to do. So anyway, but I'm working on it, you know, doing all my best with it, and so I'm excited. I want it done, you know, but I'm taking my time because it's an intermediate pattern, so I've been learning all the way the whole time. So like I said, it's my first cardigan with sleeves, and so I want it to look nice. Plus, you know, yarn's expensive, right? And who wants to waste money and have something not come out well? Now, I do not know what my problem is, but, well, I have a lot of problems, but this problem I don't get, because this mesh pattern is the death of me. I can't stand it. It's absolutely ridiculous. By the time I get to the end of row 2, you repeat row 2 and 3 15 times each, okay? So you've got 30 some rows. This is how far I got the first time, okay? I don't know if I'm not doing well because of the stripe of the yarn. It's cotton. It's a washcloth. It's the Encyclopedia of Dishcloths that everybody's been working on, and I'm way behind because I won't give up. But I'm about ready to on this one anyway, because I don't get it. Every time I get to the end and have to crochet 1 or 2, depending on the row I'm at, I can't see what my stitch is, the previous one. It's so confusing, and I feel like so I ripped out the first one I'd gotten this far. So this I redid last night, and I struggled with every single row. And I'm like, I can't spend all this time on there. I want to get caught up, because they're on like washcloth number 5 or maybe 6. I have to go back and look. And this is like number 2. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and then I'm just going to go on to the next washcloth, because I'm frustrated with it. And like I said, I don't know if it's because of the striping on it. And typically, I don't typically have a problem, but apparently this is giving me a problem. And like I said, I got problems, but I can read patterns. I mean, come on, right? I hate projects like this. That just, I mean, I can't even watch TV and do this dishcloth. Seriously? Come on. You know, you're going like, wow. So anyway, drives me crazy. The last thing I want to talk about is, I don't know if you guys watch here in the US. Like I said, I'm not sure if I have overseas friends or not, but here in the US, we have the public broadcasting PBS service, and on it they have very interesting shows, and they have this one section. They do a lot of documentaries. They'll do like a lot of nature shows. They'll do period pieces, and this one show that I absolutely love it's based on the books from James Herriot, the veterinarian that is located in England. And it is the books, like the show is around the period, it was the World War II. Yeah, Second World War, right around that time frame. And I love that show. It's amazing. I love the scenery in the show. I love the animal aspect. I like the characters, blah, blah, blah. But what I really love is looking at all the knit and crochet wear that they wear in that show. Like all the babies have beautiful bonnets and beautiful booties and blankets. And then the people, you know, they have the beautiful sweater or like a capelet or a shawl or, you know, mittens. And it's so beautiful to look at all the knitwear. I don't know if I'm the only one that likes that kind of stuff, but I just enjoy looking at it. It reminds me a lot of some of the things my grandmother knit for us, you know, when we were growing up, the little jumper sweaters and stuff like that. And she would even knit me doll clothes for my dolls. So, and I still have that stuff. I think I thought about it and I forget about it, but I'm going to dig out my dolls and the doll clothes and I'm going to show you guys some of her beautiful stitching. I wish I had like a garment of mine that she knit for me, but I don't think I do. I have my little sister's sweater and snow pants, and I have an outfit that she knit for my daughter when she was a baby. But I don't have, I don't recall having something that she made for me. So anyway, but I do have the doll clothes and I still have the dolls that they went on. So I'll show you guys those one of these days. I'll dig them out, give them a little wash up and show you some of her stuff. And I was thinking, you know, I'm going to put that in my yarn room because, you know, that's art, you know, that's art. That's a family piece. So anyway, so that's what's going on here. If you guys could please do me a favor and if you liked my video, please like it. It helps helps with the algorithm so more people find my channel. I really enjoy spending time with you guys. I try real hard to have some fun things to look at, talk about. You know, as you get to know me, I'd like to get to know you as well. So any comments, that would be, you know, very much appreciated. Of course, we always want to make it positive. And if you have some feedback for me, I would love to hear it, as long as it's positive, constructive feedback. No worries. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, whatever you have going on. This weekend I have some yard work that I need to get done. And of course the Super Bowl. And tonight is the beginning of the Winter Olympics. So I'm so excited about that. I love Winter Olympics. I come from way upstate New York. I was born in Plattsburgh, New York, which is on Lake Champlain and right in the Adirondacks backyard. So winter sports are just a beautiful favorite for me. I remember as a young person, a kid, ice skating on Lake Champlain when the lake would freeze over. It was just beautiful. It was like glass, just absolutely stunning. And you could see from your, you know, your skate marks on the ice, and you could see the fish that were down there still, as well as the sand and the shells. You know, it was a freshwater lake. And it was just absolutely beautiful, just beautiful memories. My grandfather would do ice fishing. So he would have a little shanty and we'd go in and out of it to warm up, have hot chocolate and go back out on the ice. So I love winter sports. And then as I was a teenager, we would go skiing in Lake Placid on the mountains there. It's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, looking forward to the Olympics. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. And I appreciate all of you. Yep. So this is Redbird Stitches signing off. Bye guys. Have a great weekend. Mwah.